The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today is Jane Pollett, and Jane is the executive director of the Quincy Symphony Orchestra Association.
That's right.
Right. Kind of a mouthful, but I think we got it, right? Okay. So I know the Quincy Symphony, you do a lot of performances throughout the year, right? This year is a very special year, though, right? It's your 75th?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So you have what we'll call the finale to this grand anniversary year coming up, and that is this Saturday, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Coming Saturday.
Okay, Saturday, April 22nd. You have more than a couple. You have a lot of special things happening that day. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about, kind of what the finale is going to include and what you're excited about.
Well, Bruce Briney is the conductor of the Quincy Symphony, and when we're preparing for our 75th anniversary, we're like, how often do you that's really a huge anniversary.
It's a big deal, yeah.
So what are we going to do that's extra special? So we had many, many things. We had Jennifer Bach-Nelson made live art during one of our performances. We commissioned a composer to write a piece for us.
That's so cool.
Actually, we commissioned two composers to write pieces, one for the youth orchestra and then one for the adult orchestra.
Okay.
And the one on Saturday night will be the one for the adult orchestra that will open our program by composer Roger Zare. He used to be a professor at Illinois State University.
Okay.
And it's called Luminous Synchrony, and it's based on driving along in the Midwest and how we always see those at night. You see the red lights
on
and off from the windmills.
Yes.
This is a creative thinker.
It is so creative. And actually, my husband and I were just driving, and we realized that they are synced. They're synchronized. And it is very strange it's almost mesmerizing when you start to look at it and you're waiting for the timed synchronicity. It's very cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying. You're in the dark, and it's like these invisible, all of a sudden these lights are just coming on. You can't see the windmills and all you can see is those lights. So that was his inspiration for the piece.
How cool.
It's really interesting to read his notes on how he came up with the music for it. And we've been practicing it for, 5 or 6 weeks now. And
okay.
The composer is actually, he lives now in North Carolina. He's traveling here, and he'll be here for the premiere, and he'll talk from 7 to 7:15 from the stage with Bruce Briney about the piece and how he came up with the music for
That's
it.
so cool.
So, yeah, it's really neat. So if people get to the concert starts at 7:30, but if they get there by 7, they can hear that little 15-minute short conversation between the conductor and the composer.
And how interesting would that be to hear kind of the inspiration and then to actually get to hear the piece?
I know.
That is really neat.
Writing for a symphony orchestra, writing music, you think about all the many voices in a symphony, so it's quite a complex thing to do.
Yes.
And then the next thing on the program would be the Rachmaninoff Second Piano Concerto, which, if you're not familiar with piano music, you might be like, well, what's that? Well, this is
It's beautiful, I know that, yeah.
Just recently, a couple weeks ago, voted by Classic FM the #1 classical music piece by our nation, by United States classical music lovers. This is the #1 popular piece.
That's big stuff.
So, but it's very, very, very difficult to play. You can't just have any pianists come in and play it. So over many years, we haven't performed it.
Okay.
So we have a soloist coming. He's from Belleville, Missouri.
Okay.
But he'll be coming up and performing with us. His name is Brian Woods.
Excellent.
And he's played for several other symphonies this piece recently, and came highly recommended, so we're very excited. In fact, on Tuesday night, he'll be coming up for our dress rehearsal, and he'll be practicing on the Steinway. Morrison Theater has a 9-foot Steinway Grand.
Yes, it's
and
beautiful.
It's a fabulous instrument, but it hardly ever gets to play in that solo spot. Usually it's at the back of our orchestra performing an accompaniment role, so it's really exciting that it's going to be front and center and featured on the concert.
That'll be very special, and it is beautiful. And Morrison Theater is beautiful. Just the whole experience is probably just going to be breathtaking.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's an amazing venue. And then this piece, a lot of the melodies people will recognize because they're used by there's a song all by myself. This melody came straight out of this concerto.
Really?
It's popular. Well, maybe before your time.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'll spare you the singing of it, right?
And it's been in movies, and I mean, many different people will recognize the melodies from it.
Yeah.
So, and then after the intermission is the grand finale piece. It's called Pines of Rome, and it's a depiction of 4 different areas of Rome. There's pine trees all over Italy, and they're different types, and so. The composer, Respighi is his name, he tried to depict the different atmospheres of several different areas of Rome. Like one is the Pines of the Janiculum, which is a beautiful park in Rome. Okay. And this is one of the first, this was written in the 1940s, I believe. This is one of the first instances of using recordings along with live music.
Wow.
So he had gone out and recorded nightingales. And then there's one area where suddenly in the theater, you're going to hear bird songs.
The nightingale.
Which, the first time I ever heard Pines of Rome, I've played it several times I've got a long career as a violinist, 50-something years as a violinist.
As a violinist, just violin? I mean, violin from start to now? That's
from
awesome.
8 years old.
Wow.
But I think I've played it probably 5 or 6 times, but I still remember the very first time I ever played it, I was like looking around, like, what is that?
Really?
There's nothing indicated in my music that there's going to be
birds.
Suddenly you're hearing these
that's
amazing bird sounds. So that's one of the kind of intriguing things about it. And then the very final piece is called Pines of the Appian Way, is kind of a depiction of the Roman army marching into Rome, victorious.
Okay. Yeah.
So it has this kind of slow march, like a hordes of people would be. You know, it's not like a fast
powerful
march.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And it gets louder and louder and louder, and then there's these trumpet calls. And so we have a dozen extra musicians. They'll be in the balcony.
Wow.
There'll be kind of surround sound.
Oh, it's going to be surround. That's going to be so
plus
cool.
all the musicians on the stage.
Oh, wow.
Plus there's organ, and there's it's just the biggest crescendo you can possibly imagine.
Oh. I can only imagine the goosebumps. There's something about it. There's something about the crescendo. There's something about an orchestra. Just the whole feel of it. It really does get you in your feels. It
does.
Yeah.
I'm getting
You're getting
goosebumps
goosebumps
about it.
I love it. I love the excitement. It's definitely going to be beautiful and interesting. And I think I've been to a few of the concerts, a few performances, and they're always just so beautiful. They're always just... breathtaking almost. So
the neat thing about Pines of Rome is it takes you through many different moods. You know, classical music can be really introspective. You can I'm a classical music lover, but I often, when I sit and listen to classical music in a concert hall, I'll close my eyes. Sometimes my husband nudges me. He thinks I'm asleep, but I'm just taking it in.
You're just enjoying it.
And then, but then there's other times when you're just very excited by it.
Yeah.
And the piece Pines of Rome has 4 different sections, and it depicts, like I said, that beautiful nighttime sound of the nightingales, but also this big, huge crescendo. And then there's another movement that's children playing, and it's very lighthearted, so
fun.
it's kind of interesting program music.
Right.
Where the composer's actually trying to have kind of lead your thoughts in a certain direction.
Right. Very cool. I love how you put that. And you don't have to be a lover of classical. I mean, if you just go to experience it and you let yourself experience just the excitement and the different moods of each piece, and even throughout the pieces, I think it's just very neat. So.
Well, and think about video game music. That's really classical music. That background music that gets you excited or calm or whatever's going on.
Or nervous even. Mario is what I'm thinking.
Or movies. You hear these great themes from the movies. That's all classical music too.
Yeah.
And that's all these many, many voices of the orchestra coming together to form those amazing sounds.
Yeah, and definitely mood inciting. That is just very neat. Well, okay, and it's April 22nd. And you also have, so let's just roll through that real quick. April 22nd at Morrison Theater, right?
That's right.
Okay, and 7:30 p.m. is when it starts, but as you said, what's his name?
7 o'clock, Roger Zare.
Roger Zare will be speaking at 7 about his inspiration behind his piece. Mm-hmm. And then also after intermission, you have something that's pretty cool as well, right? Is it after intermission?
The Pines of Rome.
The raffle.
Yes, that's
so
right.
yeah, so not only is there great music, but there also is a really fantastic prize that you get raffle tickets, and the raffle, of course, supports Quincy Symphony Orchestra Association.
That's right. Those tickets are $10 a piece, or
Okay.
$12 for 100, and you can buy them at the concert.
Perfect.
Up through intermission, and
Yeah.
then
And then you're out of luck.
somebody's going to win $1,000.
Yes, and that is so exciting. So it is open to the public. Tickets are $15 to $18 depending on where you're sitting, or is it depending on age?
It's general admission.
Okay.
But if you are 62 or older, then it's $15.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's $18.
Little discount,
And
okay.
anybody 18 and under is free, so a family
Great.
can come for the price of the 2 adult tickets.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And speaking of tickets, they are available at qsoa.org, Hy-Vee, County Market, or Sturhan, and you can also get them at the door.
That's right.
So it's not something that you have to buy ahead of time.
That's right.
Okay, perfect.
You don't want to wait in line, buy them ahead of time.
Right. Well, this sounds like it's going to be just amazing. And if you're a lover of music, which who isn't, I think it is the one thing that everyone can agree on. Music it brings us all together, and everyone loves it, right?
Right,
So,
and you'd have to think after 75 years, it's like, what can we do to really crown the season?
right.
So, it's
So
been a
you
great
know,
season,
it's going to be amazing.
pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jane, it has been a pleasure speaking with you, and hopefully I get the chance to go to this because I love watching what you do, and I would be looking for you in the violin, and I think that's just so neat.
Yeah,
so
great.
appreciate it.
Hope you
Okay,
can come.
well, don't miss the 75th anniversary finale of the Quincy Symphony Orchestra this Saturday, April 22nd, 7:30 p.m. at Quincy Junior High's Morrison Theater. Coming up, David Adam talks to me about the possibility of a new sports complex.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
A great night's sleep starts at Harvey's Furniture. Check out the large selection of complete bedroom sets. And when it comes to mattresses, we have a full selection from Bemco, Spring Air, and Chatham & Wells. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home. Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Quincy Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy. And welcome back. Joining me now, Mr. David Adam. Hey.
Do I get the Mr.?
You do. Sometimes I want to call you like my buddy, my pal, but today we're being a little more formal. I think it's
Okay.
because I'm wearing a jacket. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you look very nice.
Thank
today.
you.
It's very, very, very classy
Hey,
jacket.
I try sometimes. I can bougie myself up a little bit every once in a while. Anyway, today we are talking about something so cool, and I know, of course, even saying these words get people a little excited, but we want to make sure that we specify this is the very infant stages, right? And we're talking about the possibility of a sports complex in Quincy, Illinois.
Possibility.
Possibility.
Well, I mean, when I talked with Quincy Mayor Mike Trope and the Director of Planning and Development, Chuck Bevelheimer, last week, and Mayor Trope was a little more forward-thinking.
Okay.
Chuck Bevelheimer was like, whoa. We are just talking.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Hold on. But the fact is that city officials have been talking to other local entities, John Wood Community College, the Kroc Center, Quincy University, asking, where do you need help in regard to
supplemental space,
absolutely.
Or right?
And look, I mean, I'm a youth coach myself. You're the parent of a youth player. It's hard to find space in Quincy to just practice.
Right.
And so the city has talked to a lot of people. They've sort of done the initial ground level, what do we need? And they've come to the determination, we need more hard court space.
Okay.
All right.
Volleyball.
Now what do you do? Yeah, volleyball,
basketball,
pickleball, all those different things.
Yeah.
So now, what's next?
Sure.
And that's literally where all the farther it's gone.
Okay.
However, like you said, just since we posted the story this morning, I've already had someone call me and say, I want to go talk to the city council about what I think. And if you read some of the comments on our Facebook page, it is, it needs to be at the riverfront. It needs to be over here. Why would you put it over there? We need more room for this sport, and this sport. So it's obviously going to get a lot of interest.
I love it.
From a lot of people.
I love the engagement. And I think that sports has the power to do that. It's like, when you're talking about events in Quincy, bringing tourist people, dollars, I think this is a win-win. And hopefully, even though we are just talking about it, it is being talked about. And I think that is a total plus. And Brittany and I had this conversation on Coffee Talk not too long ago. Coffee Talk. I was trying not to steal her thunder because she's so good at it. But we did have the conversation of it. It does seem like just a great idea and a potential moneymaker.
Well, there are other cities doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Burlington, Iowa has already sort of built the shell of a building. Have you ever taken your kids to Fun City?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're building something at Fun City.
Okay.
When you go through Springfield, do you know where Shields Sporting Goods
Love it.
is?
Yes.
Same thing, building something there. That, I think, is going to have to play into this project as well. Sure. That there's going to be some public-private partnerships. But again, Quincy's not even to that level.
Right.
The shell of that building has been built. The project in Springfield goes before its city council this week. But other cities are seeing the same thing. If we build it, they will come.
Sure.
And I spoke with Holly Kane with the Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Just the events that she talked about with me, Little People's Golf, Firecracker Classic Swimming, the Q-Town baseball tournaments, brought in an estimated $4.8 million last year. And that doesn't even count the high school sports that are being played. Those are just the summertime events that are held by different entities around town.
Yeah.
So,
but it still gets butts and seats. It still gives you, filling up hotel rooms.
More people in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
As much as you want to look at, we want to do this to give our kids a place to practice, and that's great. The big driver, I think, behind this is going to be it's going to fill up hotel rooms. Yeah. And
I mean, it's revenue for the city.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So not only, that's why I call it a win-win. Sports is huge in Quincy, as it should be. There are a few things that get people really passionate and really engaged, and it is,
that's one of them.
Yeah, that is one of them.
Now, some people are going to say, why is the city getting involved in this? And it may just be to help
get it started,
things moving. Mm-hmm. I think there have been a lot of other people who have thought about this.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of other places in town. You had K&L Arena where indoor soccer was held. Not there anymore.
Yeah.
The Oakville Lindsay Center used to have indoor soccer. Not there anymore. But it seems like now there is a push. There is a lot of interest in the idea of trying to come up with more ideas. And it's not just the youth baseball tournaments that are in town. Awesome. The youth basketball tournaments that are in town. But there are so many more other options.
Yeah.
And I think the billiards tournament that
I was going to bring
here
that
not
up.
long ago really
it was big.
It was big, and they wanted it to. They want to make it bigger, and the Oakley Lindsay Center doesn't have the space to do it.
Yeah.
So again, it might help them be able to bring in bigger things as well. But right now, this is very talking stage.
Sure.
But I mean, they don't have a plan. They don't have any source of funding. They're just talking about, if we were to build it, what do we need?
Yeah.
And so I think people need to remember that.
Sure.
Pump the brakes.
Yep.
But it is something that will drive a lot of talk around.
It is, yeah. And the conversation has to start somewhere. So I'm glad that it's starting.
Absolutely.
And now that Muddy River News has covered it, I'm sure people are going to be very engaged and very, they're going to be very involved with this. And then it's going to be harder to kind of let it fade away, right? So,
well, it depends. A person I've already spoken to today. How do I get involved? What do I want to do? And then one of the first things that I told him, and he may be there tonight, is go talk to the city council. You have the opportunity to address them and say, I think we need to have this. I think you need to have that. It should be this big. I think it should be in this part of town. Here is your opportunity to go to the city council. You get 3 minutes and you can tell them what you think and how you can get involved as well. That's kind of how the process works.
Absolutely. And I think the city, for the folks who are questioning why the city is involved, like you said, it may not be that they're going to be, at the center of this, but I do think it is beneficial for them to be at least someone involved in conversations, because it will affect city revenue, and it will affect hotels, and it will affect, tourism. And I think that that's something that definitely they should have, some say in and some driving force behind. So
we're just getting started.
Yep.
I mean, this is, I think I asked both the mayor and Chuck Bevelheimer, the director of planning, last week, on a scale of 0 to 100. Where are we? With 100 meaning we're digging holes in the ground to start building. 0 being we're just having a cup of coffee and talking about this. And I think between the two of them, their average was at about 0.2.
Okay.
So we're just getting
That's all right.
going.
I'll take the point too, because I think it is exciting. And I appreciate you giving the information, and I hope you stay on top of it. I know you will, but
Well, I'll report what they tell me.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Well, there you have it. Potential, even if it's just potential, sports complex in Quincy, Illinois. I think that's awesome.
I think it is too.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You bet.
All right. That does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for more.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.